I know that this is not the content that I usually make, but if you'd like to, take a second to read the Bible with me. Today I'd like to talk about trust, and there's tons of different chapters and tons of different verses that talk about trust, but I would like to talk about a certain story in the Bible. In Genesis 22, we see Abraham and his son Isaac. Now, here in the Old Testament, people would have to sacrifice a lamb, and that was their sacrifice to God. But here in Genesis 22, God decides to test Abraham. He said, "Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah and offer him there as a burnt offering." And Abraham, instead of freaking out and being like, "Oh my gosh, that's my son that he's asking me to sacrifice," listened to the Lord and said, "Okay, God," and took his son up to that mountain. Once he got to the mountain, he heard a voice of an angel say, "Abraham." He said, "Do not lay your hands on the boy or do anything to him, for now I know that you fear the Lord." Abraham trusted God so much that he was willing to go and sacrifice his son, and that showed his fear for the Lord. Now, in these days, we aren't asked to do things like that, to sacrifice or anything like that. All we're asked to do is follow God and what he says to do. Abraham going and listening to God showed his insane trust for the Lord. So we should be able to trust the Lord in simple things like what we do in our everyday lives. It may seem hard sometimes, but like Abraham showed, God does have a plan, and we just need to trust his plan. Thanks for listening.